C to stay off his lawn. The world doesn't much care. They are moving on, forming new alliances, because they, too, know how to read an actuarial table. Each day he was making my case. He'll never make it. Of course, had Joe Biden said and done as many stupid things as King Crud, and surrendered at the G7, the media would have carried him away on a stretcher all by themselves. But we know what's going on here, and CBS TV only confirmed it this week, when they shot the messenger, Stephen Colbert, instead of the 300 pounds. Orange, America-attacking thug that the brilliant entertainer has been endlessly warning us about. Walter Cronkite CBS is now a mouthpiece for fascism. Who saw that coming 50 years ago when so many of us of a certain age were huddling around the TV each night watching The Most Trusted Man in America? While we were all busy digesting the news of CBS' latest massacre this week, we learned that sure enough, Trump was diminishing physically almost as quickly as he was mentally. Turns out, there was a reason for his swelling ankles and dying skin. I put this Reuters photo here for your inspection. I apologize late for ruining your lunch. At least I didn't provide a picture of his face. Turns out, Trump allegedly has a condition called chronic venous insufficiency. Of course, nobody is ever going to know what is really going on with him, especially when he hauls out White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt in front of a podium to tell her Christo-fascist stories. Leavitt wanted us to believe the flesh-eating scab on the back of King Crud's hand was, are you ready for this? Consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. Seriously. You can always tell how big the lie is going to be by the size of the cross Leavitt has slung around her neck at the time. Type enough opinion, and if you're lucky, you might hit on a premise that smells better and better the longer it bakes. Lately, exactly 4 weeks ago, I decided there wasn't a chance in the world the most dangerous and grotesque man on the planet was going to make it another 3.5 years contaminating our White House, and the minds of the poor children growing up in all these MAGA households, who might never learn of things like manners, compassion, or the truth. Donald Trump had just surrendered to the younger, wiser leaders at the G7 meetings in Canada so he could return to the safety of home, a pat on the head from adoring monsters like Stephen Miller, and some much-needed rest in the steel-reinforced bed he punishes each night with his hulking stink. He had stalked off with his nuclear football, head down, fat, rounded shoulders tearing at his too-tight blue suit, short arms hanging straight down in front of his beach ball belly, that yellow, 5-foot tie dangling in front of him like a broken leash. He was weak, diminished, pathetic. At the time I posited this. Instead of wondering if our country will survive the next 3+ years, this question should be asked instead. Will the grotesque and failing Donald Trump survive that long? Since that time long ago in June, I have only been emboldened by my newfound hope and enlightenment. While he continues to inflict maximum damage on Americans every hour or so, the loathsome man who spurred an attack on our country and did nothing about it for 3 hours is dying right in front of our eyes. Last Sunday, in my piece End Date, I put about 1,000 words into making the case that, bare minimum, Trump was crashing. He is literally abandoning the world and isolating himself in his safe, golden cocoon. Each day he is becoming tinier and cheaper as his old attention-grabbing shtick now dribbles off his chapped lips and onto his stained bib. He is the old man screaming at people he can no longer